Hey everybody, in this episode of Box Office Breakdown, the good boys got straight A's this weekend at the box office. We're going to break down how and why they did that next.
Welcome to Popcorn Talk, featuring movie discussion, news, and interviews. Popcorn Talk. We talk movies.
Hey everybody, welcome to Box Office Breakdown. I'm going to pull wide here for this luxurious shot where it is me, only me. This is the show where we look back at the box office that was, and then and this would be the point I would look at Amy. About the box office that lie ahead. Bree in the booth, making me look good, sound even better, has saved the day.
Thank you, guys. Happy to be here. Sorry we got you guys up so late.
That's right. Yes, I'm Frank Moran, of course, usually joined by Amy Cassandra Martinez. She, let's be honest, straight talk, guys, because we have an honest and open relationship between us. Amy Cassandra Martinez, she lost a box office bet, absolutely afraid to come in and face the shame that she was going to get for losing yet again. So she decided to bail, but that's okay. We don't need her and her terrible attitude because she's afraid of losing. We've got me, we've got Bree, we've got all of you. That's all we need. So, as always, folks, like us on Facebook, give us 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel. While you're there, give it a thumbs up, 2 or 3 or 4, 5, 6, 7, however many thumbs you got there. And we've got the chat up and running, so feel free to share your thoughts about anything that we're talking about. Or, if you're watching after we stream live, then comment down below. But we're going to jump right into it. We've got this week's top 5 here. And The Good Boys from Universal went right to the top of the box office, $21 million, overperforming expectations. This is a film that Universal was expecting to make $11, $12 million, but ended up getting $21 million. Even over the initial projections of 20, still outpaced that. So, did fantastic. In fact, it is since 2016, I believe, The Boss was the last rated R comedy to go number 1 at the box office.
Did you see that, Frank?
Did I see The Good Boys? I did see The Good Boys. And
how does it go on par with other Seth Rogen produced films?
I remember, and it's been a while since I've watched Superbad, but I remember enjoying Superbad. This, I think I enjoyed a little less than Superbad. But I think better than I still haven't seen Sausage Party, so I saw okay compared to that.
I'm very
magnum
surprised that
opus.
you haven't seen Sausage Party. Film plus food. It seems like right up your alley.
That's true. Yeah, and if food talks, well then I'm all over it. But I thought this was a fun job. It was, it's basically the hook of the film is 3 kids they want to go to a kissing party. Is the general thrust of the film, and then some things come up that complicate them hopefully getting to the kissing party. And I felt what was interesting about this film is the kids, as if you've watched the trailers, they have a sliding scale in terms of what they know and what they don't know. When the scene calls for them to be really dumb about certain adult-type situations or items, then they are. And then at sudden moments, they know full well exactly what they're getting into. And it really never was consistent throughout the film. So that got a little, I was like, well, why do they know this? But earlier in the film, they didn't know things about this stuff. So that was the only kind of hitch I had with the film. But otherwise, it's a fun, low stakes film, which, I guess as a kid, the biggest stakes is when your dad's coming home from his trip and you're worrying about getting grounded. That can seem like the most important thing in the world. And I think the film does a good job of setting up, making that small stake to most of us seem very important to the kids that it's happening to.
Well, there is some good news in the chat about another Seth Rogen film that you just mentioned, Frank. Apparently, you guys got the 70 likes you needed.
Oh!
So we can do
the
watch along with you and Amy.
Oh, I am so excited. That's, again, another reason, because she didn't want to have the bad news broken to her about this. Folks, Amy's a coward. Well, I will call her that right now, and I'll call her that when I see her next. That's it, folks. Thank you. Thank you so much. We've got enough views. Bree, I hope you can tell how excited I am to do this live watch along with Amy.
This is the most excited I've ever seen you, Frank.
That's it. I'm going to be very careful in my next few weeks. I don't want to put myself in any situations where I might be injured so that I am unable to come do this. I'm going to be living in a plastic bubble for the next couple of weeks to keep myself safe, to make sure I get to do this live watch along with you guys. Oh, this is going to be great. So now, this film, The Good Boys, was the subject of our box office bet, and I already let the cat out of the bag in terms of who lost. the box office bet, and that was our good old pal Amy Cassandra Martinez. She went large on that film, but you know who did do a fantastic job and almost got it exactly right was Brie. Look at her go!
Oh, stop it, guys! You're too much. Thank you.
Brie went with $22 million, just $1 million over. So well done. But for you, even if you'd lie, you still seem like you have zero interest in seeing this film.
It's like a film I would watch, but maybe when it gets to HBO or something like that, and I'm just at home. It's not something like I'm about to run to the theaters to go see. But if somebody like goes, hey, let's go see this movie, I might go see it then. But yeah, it's more of a, hey, it's on Netflix or HBO or something. Let's watch it now. Yeah,
it's one of, let the film come to you, as opposed to like I gotta change everything that's going on in my life to make sure I see this film.
Exactly.
What was the last film that you said like I've got to drop all my plans right now because I have to see this film?
Probably Spider-Man.
Really?
Yeah.
Spider-Man: Far From Home?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
I think we went after work like a midnight showing the night it came out.
And did it live up to your expectations?
I really liked it. I know other people had qualms with it. I really enjoyed it though.
Oh, very nice. Well, it's always good if you've been building it up that it's still at least you get excited from the experience.
I think I just enjoy Marvel movies so much that they could be really bad films, but I would still really enjoy them. Like a lot of the X-Men films that people don't like, I still enjoy them just purely because I love Marvel. And I also don't read the comic books, so I'm not jaded in that kind of way where it takes away from, oh, this happened in the books.
Yeah.
So I really enjoy Marvel films. I think they're done really well.
No, that's what I love about that franchise is that even a film that I'm not that jazzed about is still a solid film. And so for me, it's not, I can't really think of a film. I would say the one that teeters close would be Thor: Dark World.
Oh, I thought you were going to say Wolverine Origins.
Oh, if we're going to go wide for that, Wolverine Origins is a terrible movie. Yes, that is a garbage movie. So that, I feel like if I'm branching out and I'm including the Fox Marvel films, then yes, there are terrible Marvel films, and Wolverine Origins would probably be at the top of the list. I haven't seen the Josh Trank Fantastic Four, so I can't compare it to that.
It wasn't great.
Oh, well, it's got Miles Teller as Reed Richards. That already is a warning sign to me. So, folks, getting back to the good boys, Brie wins with a $22 million bet. I came in second place at $35 million, and then Amy shot big, almost double what it actually made, $43 million. So she'll be having to see this film if she's got the guts, and then come and tell us all about it. But, folks, we'll do another box office bet shortly, and I'll tell you what film's going to be vying for your hard-earned vote there in the chat in just a little bit. But getting back to the top five, coming in at number 2, we've got Fast and Furious presents Hobbs Shaw, another $14.1 million. In fact, this weekend it opened up internationally in South Korea and did a franchise best opening in that country. So it's still holding on. So I think our chances of having another franchise spinning out of this is going to happen. Coming number 3, The Lion King, another $11.9 million. Angry Birds Movie 2 from Sony opened up at $10.5 million. And then rounding out the top 5, Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark made another $10 million. So that was our top 5 for this week. But as I mentioned, we've got our box office bet coming. So we've got 2 films that are going to be vying for your votes. So start voting away here in the chat. We've got Ready or Not, the horror thriller there, starring Margot Robbie, as well as Adam Brody and a few other folks. And then we've got Angel Has Fallen, the third in the Has Fallen trilogy. So I cannot believe, or the third franchise, the third film of the Fallen franchise. Which, if you would have told me that when Olympus Has Fallen, that would then lead to London Has Fallen and now Angel Has Fallen, I would not have believed you. But yet here we are. Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman are back for a third installment. Help us all. So those are the 2 films going to be vying for your vote there in the chat. So start voting away now, and we'll see what you pick at the end. And then Brie and I will do a bet. It's going to be, there are no margins for error this week.
Nope, there's a win and a lose.
That's right. Oh, look at Brie was so kind to put up that handsome Gerard Butler right up there. Angel Has Fallen. Have you seen either of the first 2 films, Brie?
I have not.
I saw Olympus Has Fallen, and that was fine.
I heard Olympus Has Fallen was not great.
It's, and I would have to go back and see White House Down and Olympus Has Fallen. It had that's very much the Armageddon / Deep Impact kind of effect, where it's 2 films of very similar subject matter coming out in a very short period of time to each other. But I thought Olympus Has Fallen was fine. I mean, it's, just that kind of B movie thriller that you kind of see. That, you're like, okay, it's fine. I did not know that it did so well to receive a sequel, let alone now the third film.
I mean, I think until you said that these were, I don't think in my head I connected that they were related to each other because I haven't seen any of them.
Everything is falling around Gerard Butler.
I mean,
It's for me, I'm going to equate it to another franchise that I enjoyed, and that's The Substitute. Started off with Tom Berenger. He left after the first film, and then Treat Williams takes over as the substitute. But basically, this is a guy who's a fantastic Navy SEAL background, got all this cool training, and then he goes into various institutions, whether it's schools or private academies, and then busts heads and stops drug deals and fights crime as that person. And that got 4 films out of it, which surprised the heck out of me. But I find them eminently rewatchable. There's something about Treat Williams that's and that premise that just sucks me in. So I'm equating it to this.
We do have a correction in the chat, by the way.
Oh.
Frank, it is not Margot Robbie in Ready or Not. It is Samara Weaving.
Yeah. Oh, my apologies. I was thinking it was the one where she's getting married. I had my wrong film there. I had seen the trailer for the Margot Robbie film where she's being pursued by the family she's marrying into, and I thought it was that. But I guess I'm wrong.
They do look very similar.
Yes. So my apologies, folks. Oh boy, I gotta go, guys. All right, that's gonna do it for the show. I gotta walk out now. Put away my headset. I've not failed. So thank you, folks, for keeping me straight. So, folks, international news. We've got Once Upon a Time in Hollywood from Quentin Tarantino is having some hot August nights at the international box office with $53.7 million from 49 markets. So this includes 46 new markets where the Leonardo DiCaprio / Brad Pitt star came in 30% higher than Django Unchained and basically made the director's best offshore opening ever. So look at that. Basically adding now with its Russia opening last weekend, it is now at $66.2 million this past weekend for $180.5 million globally. And now we've got, of course, Hobbs Shaw opening in South Korea, as I mentioned. So it had its franchise best Fast and Furious opening over in that country. Basically, it bested all 3 previous Fast and Furious films. And now it is... it is a juggernaut there at the international box office, which given the popularity of The Rock, especially in the Chinese market, it comes as no surprise. So it is getting ready to open up there, and I think the numbers are just going to keep going. Then we've got The Lion King. It is now number 9 movie all-time worldwide. And you know who's more excited about that than me? And that's Brie, because she loves this film and is happy for its success.
Ironically, I think between you, Amy, and myself do like the best of us 3.
It is now past Avengers: Age of Ultron. There you go. So for the number 9 film worldwide. So I'm sorry, you've got a Disney film stepping over a beloved Marvel film for you.
It's okay. Age of Ultron's... It's down the list for me. It's not on the top of my list, even though Iron Man is my favorite.
Who would you rather see in another, just for a vocal performance, Billy Eichner, James Spader?
Probably James Spader.
I would agree with you on that. I'd rather watch him do his thing. I feel he can do a few different things than Billy Eichner could do.
Agreed.
Yeah. So right now it is $939 million internationally for $1 billion, over $1 billion globally. So look at that going. That film, amazing that it made that much money, which only makes me more scared for all other Disney live action adaptations. This film, I feel like, has shown Disney that this is the way to go for all their animated films. Which I feel like, would you see a Hunchback of Notre Dame?
Like a live action one?
Yes.
I mean, they already had a live action.
I mean, that's been adapted many times, but we've never seen like a Disney live action.
Disney one. I would probably see that. It can't be 100% live action though, because I don't know how you're gonna get those statues to talk unless you just paint some entertain some people.
Yeah, I mean, depending on how they approach it.
We already know, I think, that Disney, when they say live action, doesn't mean 100% live action. It just means realistic looking, because Lion King is technically not live action.
That is true. Tarzan, I enjoyed the animated film. I don't know if I'd want to see. Tarzan films never seem to do well at the box office, so I don't think
It's
that
hard
would do.
because the last Tarzan film that came out was just not amazing. The one with Skarsgård.
Yeah.
Alexander Skarsgård. Yeah, it wasn't great. So there's not a lot to base it off of. I don't know with Tarzan. If I would still go see it. I don't know if it would do well. I know the Broadway musical didn't do amazing.
Did you see it?
I didn't see it. I've listened to the soundtrack, which is just basically the movie soundtrack.
Did Phil Collins write new songs for that? Oh, all right. Might be intriguing, but
what about Hercules? Because that's the next one in talks to be made as well.
That one, I mean, I guess. I mean, I've seen so many Hercules films lately. Whether it's what is the Rock? He did a Hercules film a few years back, as well as the guy from Twilight. He did a Hercules film a few years back as well too.
Well,
Kellen Lutz.
The next lineup of live action coming out from Disney. So we have the new Maleficent.
Yeah.
Are you excited about that, Frank?
To be honest, I have not seen the first one.
I didn't love it because I felt like they were trying to do what Wicked did, but I feel like Maleficent. It's just really hard to try to be like, oh, feel bad for her.
That's true.
Then we have Mulan that's coming out. That will not be a musical.
No. Which, I mean, I feel like I do like it for that fact that they were going so different from the film, from the animated film.
And then after that, we have Lady and the Tramp.
I guess I don't know if I needed to see. I mean, I guess if you loved 101 Dalmatians, then I guess you loved that.
101 Dalmatians is actually a great film.
For Glenn Close?
For Glenn Close.
Yeah.
Little Mermaid after that one.
Yeah, I mean, sure.
And then Snow White.
That's another one I don't know if I need to see again in a live action.
Cruella, which just seems like 101 Dalmatians, but I guess it's going to focus just on her.
Great. I guess what leads her into being Cruella?
Yeah, with Emma Stone playing Cruella. I don't know about that.
No.
We'll see. Pinocchio.
I don't know. I mean, Guillermo del Toro's doing his version of Pinocchio on Netflix soon. So I would be more curious in seeing that than I would be seeing in a Disney live action adaptation.
And then Hunchback of Notre Dame, which you said. Prince Charming. I don't know if these like kind of like we're going to focus on one person instead of the film, but Oliver Twist, which is
with the cat.
Well, that is Oliver Twist.
Great. Oliver and Company.
Oliver, yeah.
Yes.
That is based on Oliver Twist.
Great.
It's like Lion King is based on Hamlet.
Yeah. Do I need to see Oliver and Company? I don't know.
James and the Giant Peach.
Why do I need to see a live? I mean, there was a live action.
I feel like the claymation one is just like such a great film. Like we don't need to remake it.
No. Yeah.
Tink.
Oh, okay. Just for that name?
And
No.
Peter Pan. Sword in the Stone. Lilo and Stitch.
I really enjoy that film. I would be curious about that one.
So those are all the next upcoming ones.
I think the one that would intrigue me the most would be Lilo and Stitch. But the rest, not so much.
And the chat says like people are in for Sky Patterson's in for Hunchback live action, as well as Mulan. Can't wait for Mulan, Little Mermaid, Snow White, and Peter Pan.
It would be cool to see a cool Peter Pan film. I mean, Hook, there are moments in there that I like, and then there's a lot of it that I don't. So to see a really cool Peter Pan film would be interesting.
I mean, I feel like we've had that so many times though, because that didn't one come out like in 2004 or something.
Well, we had one that came out. There was
with
Hugh Jackman as Hook. It came out.
That one came out after that. Then there was the one with Lucius Malfoy playing Hook.
Oh yes. What's his name? Yep. Jason Isaacs. Yes.
So I feel like we've had. I think Peter Pan's just been done a lot, but I mean, maybe we'll see. It depends on who they cast.
All right, folks. as we're getting ready to wrap up here, we should do our top 5, and then we'll do our box office bet. So again, we've got Ready or Not from Fox Searchlight on 2,300 screens, and then Angel Has Fallen from Lionsgate, 3,000 plus films there, or screens there. So start voting away there on the chat what you want us to do the box office bet on. But in the meantime, I don't, as much as I want to give my boy Gerard Butler props, I don't think Angel Has Fallen is going to take top of the box office. I'm going to think Good Boy still sticks around, which surprisingly, if it only opened at $21 million and it drops half or less, it's still coming around 11. Do I think? Oh man, if I say that, then I feel like as an action film, Angel Has Fallen has got to do slightly better than that. All right, I'll go Angel Has Fallen as number 1, Good Boys 2. Yeah, I'll just go right down the list. Yeah, Angel Has Fallen, Good Boys, Fast and Furious, The Lion King. Ready or Not? I don't know. I'll put that as 5.
Ken Jack did the same exact top 5.
Oh, all right. Look at that. Me and Ken Jack right there. Love it. Love it. So, folks, I know this is the moment you've been waiting for. But that's when Brie and I decided to do this box office bet. 2 people enter. Only 1 person gets to exit the victor. For those of you that are joining us for the first time, the box office bet is simple. You have voted in the chat about the film that you'd like us to do our box office bet on. For that, we will bet on what we think the opening gross of that film will be. The person that gets closest is a prognosticator or prognosticators like Brie is this week. The loser will have to go see this film and then tell us all about it.
It looks like we have a tie right now. 1 vote for Ready or Not and 1 vote for Angel.
Woo! I'm going to say tie goes to my hero, Gerard Butler, then. I'm going to do that. Because I think I'd rather see Angel Has Fallen.
Yep, now another one for Angel Has Fallen. So
hot dog. All right, Angel Has Fallen, Gerard Butler, Morgan Freeman. Something's going down, and once again, Gerard Butler is going to be framed for something he had no involvement in, and it's up to him to prove his innocence while also saving our commander-in-chief. It's the 3rd time doing it, so it should be pretty easy by now. So that is on. Oh boy. Now, London Has Fallen. That opened up there back in 2016 at $21 million. Olympus Has Fallen opened up in 2013 at $30.3 million. So we're already marching downwards on this. So those are 2 numbers for you to think about, Brie, as we do our box office bet.
What was the first one? You said 33 was the second one?
33 was so we had 21 for London Has Fallen, which is the most recent one.
Okay, so 33 was Olympus and 21 for London.
Yes.
Got it.
And I feel like, Brie, between now and Friday, you really should devote your time to catching up on these 2 films. So you're
I will do my best. All I have is time, Frank.
That's, yep. And what better way to spend it than catching up with Gerard Butler films? Sure. All right. All right. I'm typing a number right here. Oh, boy. I hope this is... Okay. I got a number. Brie, are you good to go?
Yep.
All right, Brie, lay it on me. What have you bet for Angel Has Fallen?
I'm going to go with 16.
All right.
What'd you do?
I went 18. All right. This is the margin is oh so narrow for this one. Whoo! All right. So, folks, it's going to be a tight one there, but I feel like I'm still going to go see this film anyway. But I have not seen London Has Fallen. I really got to catch up. I don't want to be lost in this film. So I got to get going on that. Folks, that's going to do it for this very abbreviated episode of Box Office Breakdown. Once again, let's not forget that Amy Cassandra Martinez nailed it. She did not come today because she was ashamed. So if you follow her on social media, let her know that she was a coward. She should be ashamed of herself for not coming in and taking her punishment, like a champ. So anyway, folks, like us on Facebook, give us those 5 stars on iTunes, subscribe to the YouTube channel, give us a thumbs up while you're there, or 2 or 3 or 4. And folks, thanks for joining in the chat for this abbreviated episode. If you're watching after we've streamed live, feel free to comment down below. But if you want to stay in touch with either of us after the show's over, Brie, where can they find you?
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Brie, BRI_Phipps, PHIPPS.
And don't forget, Amy Cassandra Martinez is Amy Cassandra MTZ. nailed it. So feel free to give her a hard time there on social media. Folks, follow me on Twitter and Instagram at HappyGoJackie, and we will see you back here next Sunday, where we'll let Amy know just how bad she's done on another episode of Box Office Breakdown. Go see some movies.
From producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, and the entire Popcorn Talk Network, we would like to thank you for tuning in. For questions or comments, be sure to visit popcorntalk.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of the Popcorn Talk Network.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of the Popcorn Talk Network or its owners or principals.